So today we all very we want to share our course last month, right? Last month, our June, it was such a fantastic course, where we meet with
Super awesome. Really, really.
Correct. Yeah. So we really had a huge 2 classes that went on in June. Okay, amazing. And we want to already people on our waiting list, and we want to share our learnings, because every time a course that is started, definitely we all learn, right, coaches, right, Mimi?
Yes. No, I think we also learn, and then I think we also want to improve. But on top of that, we were also overwhelmed by such good response from the students and also from parents, right?
That's right.
Everybody was quite.
We want more and more people to know that you can really, your child can really change, and also learn, like investment in your child is not only just tuition, it's an investment on how they can stay more things that, the soft skills, like I said, soft skills, life skills,
lifelong skills that we wanted to have. I think a lot of parents find this hard to implement on their own. That's why we created courses like this to help and really bridge that gap. And then, some of the parents were also very surprised. I see what this is.
They can do so many things.
Yes, they were like, is this something my child can do? Then we are like, yes, they can, with the right skill and guidance, right? So
that's right. Okay, so this is our beautiful. Okay, actually, this is our SAFE study, arrange friends and emotions.
Yes. So yeah, very.
That's why. Yes.
So full, right? Our hearts were so full after the camp, and really, very. Even though we put in so much work to plan and all that, but it was really, really worth it, and we cannot wait to do the next one right now. Okay.
That's right. So that's why we'll have a series of a lot of talks here, so that we can get more people to really understand what we do, and also from here we learn that one of the stories for our children that we want to also share with our parents here, right? And one of the top things that I feel important that we share is the SAFE. Not only that, is also that we all are here to everybody, like Mimi, she's a productivity coach, right? So means to say she also help a lot of parents here, to actually solve their no time problem. Every day is no time, right?
Yes, correct. I think it works both ways. When the mom is productive, at the same time they also have the trust and skills to develop their kids the same way. And that's how the kind of cycle that we want, whereby there's a strong follow-up, right? It's follow-up.
That's right. Very good. See? Wow, you see, I have my Evni is my parent. Yay!
Yay! I was also trying to open and check the comments. Yes.
You see, Mimi, yay! Okay, so great. So please go and share with more people, because we really want people to know how we can get our children to be more resilient. Who do want? You want or not, Mimi?
Of course,
right. Correct, right. Why? Because we learn from this course that there are really children that I feel like, if they know how to be more resilient, they actually become better, and then they can go through all the challenges, right, themselves, right? So, okay, those who have not go and, just now Mimi has this wonderful Facebook group, okay, please go and search for her. You just search Mimi, is it, that you can find?
Yes, my name, yes, on
right. Yes, and this is my YouTube channel. Also search my name, you can find me, so that we can give you more value. So all my Facebook lives I will upload into video, and I'm a parenting strategist as well as a study coach. Okay, and still to the end of my life, I'm going to give you a link. I'm going to have my 3M system to ace the exams webinar. Okay, this coming Sunday as well. So okay, so what do we learn now? Okay, I want to share. Okay, so resilient, right? Okay, when you say what is defined or resilient, okay, people may not know, so let's all try, okay, to make it simple. Okay, so Mimi, what is resilient means for kids? I
think for kids, what we observe, right, is that they tend to give up easily when something gets hard, right? I think it can be something as simple as making new friends. Even that's why it's part of one of our objectives. It can be school related, of course. When you see a hard worksheet and then you see a hard question and you just try. Or it can be like What's the other thing we do? Emotions. Okay, so that
Correct. Yes.
so
Or they're criticized by friends. Then they are not
correct. So
able
that's
to.
something we also tackle in our camp, and I think a lot of them really came forward to say like, yeah, this is something I don't know how to overcome. Right?
Correct. And then actually the general definition is that ability to bounce back from tough experiences. So children, okay, we also need to understand as parents, right? They are really they're very young.
Yes.
So sometimes we feel that they can take it, but actually in fact they cannot. That's why we are there to guide them. So I also want every parent to know that we are really the source of help, as well as don't think things are easy for them as well. They could be having a difficult time, whereas you think that is not difficult, right? Mimi, do you have that experience? Yeah.
No, I think this is so true. Sometimes we feel like we go through all the hardships, and for them it's like, oh, they are just following instruction or whatever. It's not easy for them. But we forget that they're actually not even cognitively ready to take on the load of all that's happening, especially now with social media. All the things that they engage with, so highly stimulated, and then they don't even know how to manage. So even that happens even at the youngest age of even 2 years old, right? 2 years old.
Yes.
Already going to school, some infant care, already watching YouTube and things like that. So how do they get out of that space and start to learn new things? And that's what we want in our kids, right? Not. That's why resilience is super important. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, Mimi, really. So importantly, okay, when we want our children to be resilient, right? First thing, we were going to share a lot of strategies, okay? But first of all, what's the very, very first important tip is what? It can be learned, okay? Being resilient, you can be learned, okay? It's not
very important, yeah. This is very important because people think like you are just born resilient, like, oh, she's like that or he's like that. No, because we actually are a product of our efforts, product of our experiences. And then when we do and we trust our kids to be nurtured in that way, then that's how they grew up to become that way. So you have to remember that skills are always not just transferable, but you can also build it up in somebody. And it starts from young. When it's young, it's easy actually, right? Not?
Correct. That's why you say it's easy when you start young. Okay, but right now I also have been coaching parents that have teenage kids. Okay, so that's why a parenting strategy sometimes give you a perspective that I work with her through WhatsApp. And it's important. You must realize that you can actually learn as well. You also invest in yourself, not only invest in your children. Okay, because there are some times where you really have no way out. Yeah, correct. So you need to have somebody to really help you. And just now we talked about parenting strategies can make a difference in how your child turned out. Okay, so that's why we are here on this Friday night, to really share. You can make a difference, right? And what we see that a resilient kid in our course, right, is actually a girl. She's in P4. Okay, she's very good in her languages. Okay, she even get 90 over for her mother tongue. Okay, mother tongue is her Chinese is quite hard. Okay, I would say Chinese speaking.
I remember it being hard even in my time. Yeah,
it's hard. Okay, so but the problem is that she's not that good in maths and her science. Okay, and I can say she tries her best, but she didn't get the results we want, and she has a very high expectation of herself. So I can say she's a resilient kid because she never gave up. Okay, but of course emotionally, I feel we gave her good advice. How she can manage her emotions better, so that she's not thinking that she's failing. But actually she's learning along the way. Yeah. So what other children that you see that you feel that you want to talk about resilience? Yeah.
I think when it comes to resilience, of course, I have a lot of examples. I work with teenagers, right?
So, teenagers, yes.
I think that is my closest experience. From the safe care, we also had some older kids, right? I think we had some closer to 16, and you can see that their challenges start to become a bit different as they older, and then they get to verbalize a lot of things that you wouldn't expect in terms of emotions. I think that's what we really see. Emotion, but not related to the study so much, but also related.
Correct. Maybe they don't even tell you. I think that's the scary part. Right.
But because when you start to come up with that words or phrases like, oh, I feel this or I feel this, then like they will start to say, I don't know how to manage it. That's where they start to okay, maybe you don't want it to come to the point where maybe I shouldn't tell anybody, maybe nobody wants to hear this. And then that's why they start keeping to themselves, and then they start to become very low motivated. And you really need to catch that fast so that you can quickly turn it around and say, okay, this is what you can do. And that's what we did, right? We give them strategies. And then that's why they say, okay.
Also share with us, correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think the number one strategy that I can give tonight for this case where they don't tell you, okay, as parents, you encourage them to tell you their feelings, okay, when as young as possible, whether they're angry or they're sad or, encourage them.
Yeah,
yes.
Yes, correct.
Yes. But of course, there are some times where some children are very quiet, correct or not, Mimi? So when the children are very quiet, so what do you do?
That one also, right? Super quiet.
Yes, super quiet. Yeah. So it's hard for you to say, hey, you got anything? You just tell us, right? So, but sometimes as parents, you can be more initiative. You can say, I think you are clenching your fists. You are actually not feeling very good about the situation just now. You are angry, is it? So I want your parents to know that you all actually can help to bring out the emotions, because probably they do not know how to express. Yeah. Right. Some children, you're lucky if your children can express, okay? I will feel really, really, if your children cannot express, I'm sure that you need to bring them out, as much as possible, as early as possible.
Yeah, asking the right questions, like you said, is very important. If we don't know how to ask questions, then you cannot bring out the essence of what they are going through. Then you will also give up, like as parents, sometimes it's the truth, right? We also get caught up in our feelings, our emotions. And then we also start to lose composure, and then this is what I see in a lot of moms.
Correct. Yeah, emotions get the better of them. Okay.
I can't do this, I tried my best. And then you realize, this is exactly what your kid is feeling. It's just that they don't know how to tell,
Correct.
I tried my best. She don't want to listen. He don't want to listen, and then there's a breakdown, and that's the breakdown where it becomes very dangerous moving forward as they grow up. You don't want them to start relying on other people instead of you guys as parents, because that family bonding is still very, very important. And most of them crave, right, for that family bonding.
That's right. Can be there for them, right? Be supportive.
Really hold that together, and that's what we stand for, I think, family.
Correct.
And we also said this, right? You remember? I think we gave a
correct.
speech at the end about family.
Correct. Family, yes. Whatever you have, friends or what, family is still the place where you go to when you are, whatever situation you're in, right? If family will be able to help you. So number 2 strategy tonight, right, is actually be intentional. Okay, as parents, we always like to teach what values. Mimi, what's the favorite value you teach your children?
Well, for me, value is you must always remember your moral ground. Okay. I mean, for me, it's easy to say for moral ground, but with them, I always tell stories. So, when you read a story, like this boy, what he did wrong, how he changed, that kind of thing, a lot of stories, then that's where they start to, I always use storybook. I always use storybook.
Yeah, they can relate, right? They can relate.
Correct. Because storybook is a child goes through something.
Story cell.
There are words, right? There are words in the book that they're like, is this disappointment or is this resentment? So when then they realize, okay, what is my value? What do I stand for? And then from there, they realize that this is my goal. I have to get there. How to do it? And then there's a conversation going on after the story. So for moms with younger kids, I would say leverage storybooks, because
stories, real life stories, right? Yes.
Real life stories or stories.
Your own story. That's the best.
Yes.
Correct.
Find stories that they can relate to, or you can say like, your cousin or your friend.
Or if you're yourself, how you overcome a certain
correct
issue, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So this is one very big important thing I want to tell parents, that you be intentional. Like you like to teach responsibility, you like to teach honesty, you have to teach resilience, because to me, number one thing I will feel is resilience, respect are very important. Okay, like when I teach my parenting course, I always teach the 5 values I want to teach my children, and I will impart them. So resilience is very important because it encompasses your willingness to want to overcome your own problems, challenges, and whatever comes in life, right? Like for example, the pandemic, right? We have always said, so important to resilience, all this.
That's why we really start to see the lack in that skill, right? When COVID happened, and you see all these. My students were really struggling.
Lost.
They didn't know how to navigate the whole process, and then you have some that you really just keep on going. They are so resilient, and they just manage whatever they can manage their expectations, and that's the kind of child that we want. Because moving forward, anyway, parents, we will want to grow old, right? We also want to retire.
Correct.
We don't want that stress of an old. When your child is already at a certain age, then you still have to. It's very hard to impart skills, like you said, when they are slightly older, like when teens.
Yes, then you have to use their friends. You have to also, hopefully they get into group of friends. I think that is the most important part, to influence them. So when you're young, you're a parent, and then it's easier for you to actually teach them the right things and be a very important part of your life. For example, resilient to you is a very important value, and you tell them, yes, mommy really wants you to be a stronger person, so that whenever happens, you are able to cope yourself. Okay, so that's what I always tell my children. You really need to really depend on yourself. So if nobody is around, you have to hold the fort yourself. Yeah, you have to.
I think sometimes this is hard for moms to say. I actually had one or two moms that I had to work with. I worked with them, and then they say they find it very hard to tell their child that one day they won't be there.
Oh, is it? No, I always tell them.
Yeah,
I want them to be very strong because because I want them to really grow up without me. They have to really do things themselves.
That's when just how you were saying also about being intentional. I think being intentional also encompasses being truthful, and you
practical.
Practical, you cannot just. This is a future that is likely going to happen. I want you to be ready for this. How? Okay, there we give them. So really, that's what I would say. Why are you afraid to tell a child this? Then of course there's a lot of then you realize there's a lot of difficulty on the side of the mom as well. But that's why we are called strategists, right?
Correct. We are the coaches, Yeah. So maybe we sum up tonight, because we are going to have another series about that. Okay, so I think first thing
I feel like I can go on another hour.
That's right. So we must sum up. Okay, so when we want to raise resilient kids, number one, be intentional. Telling your children that this is one important point in your life, and mommy also believes, or parents believe, that you can be better. Okay, you can work towards your goals and then be resilient. All right. And number two is really to teach them to talk about their feelings. Okay. Yes. Don't let them bottle up. Encourage them. Okay. And the earlier it is, the easier for you to
Also another tip for those parents who find it their children hard to verbalize, right? You can get them to draw. So my oldest daughter, she loves to draw, so she has a lot of ways to express her feelings in drawing. And sometimes she even draws scenario that happened in school that she don't want to talk about.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So then there was one time there was a bullying issue, and then she actually communicated that to me through a drawing. And from there, questioning, and then you get the whole feelings out, and don't focus on the blame. Okay, this is one thing. Maybe I just drop this quickly. The parents will have this issue whereby you will start to blame the other party or whatever is involved with your child in school or anything. Don't do that first. I think the first thing is really tackle your child. How are they feeling? Why are they feeling? How to manage that? Because if you quickly shift the focus to who did that? Why did you do that? Oh, how can you do that? Then your child will be even more lost. Why?
Okay.
Yeah.
I tell you, really need to go on and on. Okay,
I just need to let out because
no, it's fine. Yeah, but I think about the drawing part, I think it's important. Really when we meet with children that are really quiet, I tell you, parents really don't know what to do. Okay, but do your best. I think really important is that we do our best as our part to encourage them. Maybe when they are really good mood, really tell them that this is important. You tell mommy how you feel. Yeah, I want to know. If not, I also don't know what you feel, right? And then drawing is one important point that we can point out. Slowly, maybe they want to also voice out to you. That would be great, right?
Correct.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, I will have to share my link so that y'all can go to my webinar, because this webinar is to help y'all to learn better, helping your children to learn better. Okay, this is the link. Okay, so from the current slide. So this is the link. Take a snapshot. Okay, I'm going to go in and teach about motivation. 3M, motivation, mindset, and methods. Okay, so It's free. So please invite your friends, just go in the link and sign up. Okay. And I will see you. Okay. And also DM me. Okay. Those are parents who wants to go for the course, right? We have a school holiday promotion coming in September.
Yes.
So
Ready waiting list.
Remember to DM or comment save inside my Facebook page, so we will contact you. Okay, and we have very limited slots, really, and really have the waiting list from June because the class was full. Okay, so I really encourage everybody to take this opportunity. Even 1 week holiday is very important. Okay, you can gear them up for the final year, right? Final exams.
The last sleep still can make some difference, really.
Yes, of course. Yes, and I really hope to see you're there. Okay, and thank you so much for tonight. Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you.
See you next time.
It was great.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Good night.